Hi, my name is Amy and I'm the founder of Mimi & Co. Today we're going to go through all of the different types of day nappies and finding one that is going to suit you and your baby. Cloth nappies have two parts to them. They have an absorbent part and they have a water resistant part. Essentially something to absorb wheeze and poos and then something to keep all of that contained within the nappy. They might have all different names, but functionally they do exactly the same thing. They absorb wee, contain poo, and hopefully don't leak. When it comes to the absorbency of your nappies, there are heaps of different styles that you can choose and it will depend on you and your baby. And I'm gonna go through a couple of different types. I'm gonna go through our two main types of day nappies. This one here we call our original 2.0 and then this one we call a Preflat. I'm gonna go through the main differences, when you would use one over the other, maybe you're gonna use both together, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. So this is our famous original 2.0. This is the nappy that we showcased on Shark Tank. This nappy comes with two parts. This is your absorbent part that we talked about, and this is your water resistant part. So essentially, this is what is going to absorb wheeze. It might look like a lot of absorbency, but you can tailor it to suit your baby. So essentially, your absorbent part goes inside of your waterproof part and you complete an entire nappy. This is what the inside of the 2.0 looks like. You can place your inserts in behind this layer here. This layer is a stay dry layer, so it's exactly the same as disposable nappies. It's going to wick that moisture away from baby's skin and is gonna allow their skin to feel completely dry. And you might think, yeah, obviously that's what I want, but our nappies function so that you can also place your absorbency on top of that stay dry layer. So if you have a toilet training toddler, they're going to feel a little bit wet when they do a wee. So you can use the same nappy for two different functions, but exactly the same thing, an absorbent part and a water resistant part. Now let's talk about our famous Preflats. This is what a Preflat looks like. If you're born in the 90s, this probably looks very similar to a terry towel. It is very similar in nature in that this entire thing is absorbent. The difference is we now make it from a stretchy cotton and we have tailored the shape so that it's much easier to fit on baby. But essentially, this is the absorbent part of your nappy, which means you get to choose what sort of waterproofing you use on the outside. For example, you can use something like this. This is our original 2.0s. This works really well if you have a newborn, because the size of this nappy is quite narrow in here. It will cover a Preflat for those newborn days, but when you start getting into toddlerhood, it's likely that you can't get this to fit around the nappy. You're gonna have little bits of absorbency poking out. So what are the other options? We have two options to cover your Preflat. Number one, we have, exactly like our original 2.0s, we have a TPU polyester wrap. Now this is slightly larger than our original 2.0s and has one different function. The inside of this particular nappy is wipeable, which means you can change out the absorbent part and reuse this again. So you only need to wash this every second time. The alternative to this is using something like wool. Wool is fantastic at keeping everything on the inside of the nappy on the inside of the nappy. Wool is a little bit more high maintenance. You do need to lanolize the wool after every single wash, but you only need to wash your wool cover every couple of weeks. So as long as you have no poo on your wool cover, you can go weeks before you have to wash this and re-lanolize. Wool is beautifully soft on your baby. It is stretchy, easy to pull on. But one thing you do have to be mindful of is that some babies can have an irritation to wool or the lanolin that we use to make it water resistant. So when it comes to absorbency, you can choose any style of absorbency. This is what's going to absorb your wee. And then you also get to choose exactly what sort of water resistant cover you're going to use on the outside. As you can see, there are lots of different options for absorbency on the inside and water resistant on the outside. These two here are one size fits more, which means they will fit all the way from newborn to toilet training, whereas your wool cover is sized, so you will need to size up probably every 8 to 12 months to make sure that you're getting a really good seal with the wool. Our Preflats come in two sizes. This is our newborn size, which is going to fit up to around 8 kilos, and this is our one size, which is going to fit all the way up to toddlerhood. You can see the difference in size here. Probably wondering, well, why would I buy a newborn if my one size is going to fit from newborn to toiletry? Now it's simply about how easy your Preflat is to fit on your baby. A newborn, you don't need to do much tweaking or folding to get a really good fit on a newborn. Whereas if you go straight into the one size, you need to be a little bit crafty with your folding, but it does mean that your Preflat is gonna last until toilet training. Now for me personally, with my first baby, I just used the original 2.0 setup from newborn to toilet training. With my second, I used newborn Preflats with the 2.0 cover. I joined these together. And then as baby got bigger and outgrew the newborn size Preflat, I just started using the inserts from the 2.0. And we used that all the way up until toilet training. It might feel like there are a ton of different options, and I know it feels like that, but you just need to ask yourself what is most important to you. If you're looking for something that is more natural on baby skin, I suggest going for our cotton Preflats with a wool cover. This is the ultimate protection with natural fibers. If you're looking for something that's simply gonna last from newborn to toilet training without having to buy extra inserts, without having to buy other things, my recommendation is to go straight into the 2.0s. These 2.0s are gonna fit from 2.5 kilos to toilet training, and you get to choose what sort of absorbency you want. For a newborn, you can use just one piece of absorbency. As they get bigger, you can go over to the bigger piece of absorbency, and as they get closer to toilet training, you can join both of these together and put them inside your water resistant cover.